Okay. Hello, book people of the universe. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, if you can tell by my channel name. I'm going to be doing a review of the book that I've been anticipating for over a year, and that is Happy Place by Miss Emily Henry. And one thing that I used to do all the time before I made this channel is when I would finish a book, I would like go on my Snapchat memories and I would record a Snapchat just talking about the book and giving my basically a 1-minute review of the book and just like leaving it for myself to like look at later. Instead of just talking to myself and just talking to a phone and leaving it for myself and not letting anyone else see it, I might as well just set a camera up and talk to a camera and let other people see it so that other people can join in and tell me what they think about the book as well. And so I could just talk about books after I read them, because that's my favorite thing to do, is just talk about a book after I read it. And since I don't know anybody personally who reads books as much as me, I can talk to a camera. Today I'm going to be discussing and reviewing the book Happy Place by Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry. I love her books. They're so simple but so fantastic at the same time. I love her writing. I love the way she writes dialogue. I love the way she writes banter. I love the way she builds a foundation for her characters. And I feel like you get to understand and you get to know her main characters, which is not done all the time in romance books. I feel like sometimes Emily Henry doesn't focus on the romance. She kind of strips back the romance and she just lets you know who these two people are and why they have found each other and are connected to each other. So first, I'm gonna give my rating of this book. I gave this book 4.5 stars after initially reading it. Very high rating. I was anticipating a 5-star, didn't happen, but I'll just give my reasons. Follows Harriet and Wynn, and they are part of this big friend group with it's 6 of them in total. So it's 4 other people, but it's 6 of them in total. And Harriet has been friends with her 2 main girlfriends in college, and they kind of formed this friendship between the 3 of them, and then over time they met other people and it formed this big group of 6. So Harriet and Wynn built this kind of instant connection, and you can see it when Emily shows how they first meet. They kind of have this instant chemistry, which I think is just well done. And they become friends because this is a friend group, and that friendship blossoms into something more between Harriet and Wynn, and they start dating, and they kind of become this power couple, and everyone loves them. And it's always just been this thing, if you guys break up, it's going to break up the friendship, because you know how that works. Dating within a friend group is tricky. Something happens that we don't know yet, but Harriet and Wynn are broken up as of start of this book. They are broken up, and they've been broken up for months now, but they haven't told their friends. It's just something that they just weren't ready to share. Friends are going back to their old vacation home that they used to travel to every was it every summer or something? They used to go all the time, and they haven't been in a while because they're adults. They all live in separate places. They have their own adult lives to lead, so they haven't seen each other in a while. So they meet up to go to this vacation home. But when Harriet shows up, Wynn is there, and she wasn't expecting him to be there because she thought she was gonna get some time on her own. And Wynn is pretending to still be in love with Harriet. He's all over her. He's hey honey, and she's what the heck is going on? One of the friends comes out and says that the house, the vacation home that they've known for and used for a long time, is going to be sold. So the house is going to be sold. So this is going to be their last summer and their last time together in this vacation home that they've made so many memories in, and they don't want to ruin that time, and they really do not want to break their friends' hearts. So they're okay, it's only a week, let's just take a week to fake date and pretend that we're still in love and everything is kosher and everything like that. So it's a fake dating trope. It's second chance because like I said, they already broke up. I will say one thing that I really loved about this book and I really appreciated was the friendship and the found family. I feel a lot of times in other Emily Henry books, we don't really get other main characters besides the couple that we're following. We just 2 people that are in the relationship, and we get their bond together and what they've been through and their journey as a couple, but we don't get anything else from other friends or anything. I think the most that we gotten from another character was in her last book, Book Lovers, with Nora's little sister, but not a lot of people like that addition. I really enjoyed the addition of the friend group in this book. I feel like this book really centered around the friend group and its bond together and how much their friendship meant to each other and everything like that. We got to see like why the friendship is so important to Harry and Win, which is very vital to the book because it makes you understand why like this relationship had so much pressure on it, why they were so scared to tell everybody about the ending of the relationship, and why they like thought that in the first place that they were gonna have the fake date. One of the reasons why I didn't give this book 5 stars, on the same note that it focused a lot on the friendship, I feel like I wasn't too attached and sucked into the romance. I think also because there was a lot going on in Win's head that we just didn't get to see. And you know, Emily Henry's books, they're always with one POV. They're always in the girl's perspective. So like that's something you're kind of used to. But I felt like in her other books, she did a better job of letting us know how the guy feels. And I felt like for most of the book, I didn't really know where Win's head was at. Like I just kept reading in Harriet's POV and I'm like, I see what she's saying. I see how she's feeling. And I understand, but I don't know if I'm really understanding how Win's feeling. And I felt like after reading the whole entire book, it definitely made a lot more sense. I definitely was like, okay. And I felt like Emily did that on purpose maybe. So maybe I'm just like not getting her genius. But by the end of the book, I started to see, okay, so we're kind of in Harriet's POV and we also don't understand what Win is saying, because for most of the book Harriet doesn't even know like what went through Win's head, like, you know, why he broke up with her. She doesn't know these details and she's always questioning like, why did this happen? Why was he feeling this way? What did I do wrong? La la la. So I think we're in the same light of also being conflicted on how Win is feeling. So I guess I kind of understand what she did there, but for most of the book I was kind of trying to figure out, do I want Win and Harry together? I don't know. That's also another thing. For most of the book, I low-key wouldn't have been mad if the plot twist would have been that Harry and Win were not going to end up together and that they just, you know, weren't made for each other. They just weren't going to work out. Like they were just better off leaving the friendship as it was and just not working out. I definitely highlighted a bunch of quotes. I definitely tabbed and annotated because one thing about Emily Henry is she is just going to like seep into your brain and just know all your thoughts, at least for me. For her is that I find that her male characters are so relatable. Like certain things that Win was saying, I was like, oh my God, like he is me, I am him. Like saying how, I'm not even gonna talk about it because then it's gonna be, I'm exposing myself to the internet. Like Harriet's relationship with her family, I really kind of appreciated that. And like with Win's thoughts about his future and career choices and his motivation, everything about that, I was like, oh yeah, right on the money. I completely emphasized with everything that he was going through. But this book definitely was really good. I definitely will have to give it its praises. I thought that it was really well done. I think that Emily Henry's writing, once again, is just, it's just something to applaud. I think she really has a great way of telling a story in a sense of like, you really get to understand why the characters are feeling the way that they feel, like where their emotions lie. Like you just get to understand all those little nuances about her characters, which I really appreciate. One thing though is that besides the fact that there were relatable moments, I just don't think these characters in this book stood out to me as much as some of the others from like her other books. Like come on, Gus and January, they were just top tier. Alex and Poppy, they were just top tier. Like I could like reread it. I think I definitely would want to like reread it and give it a deep dive. I want to reread all of Emily Henry's books, but I think her books are definitely like the reread kind because you get to really understand the characters more. You get to really see like the picture that she's painting more once you like reread the book, and you can really be like, oh yeah, this is what she was trying to say. So that's how I feel about it. I don't really know if I said even much about how I feel about this book, but yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars because the writing was great, as always. The dialogue was good. The flow of the banter was fantastic. There were a lot of quotes that I like underlined and were relatable. I just think that this book is definitely about finding yourself. It's truly a meaning of finding yourself, getting to know your happy place. Like a lot of the bad reviews I've seen of this book is like, the title does not go with the story. It's like, it says happy place, but it's sadder than that. First of all, I don't know where people were saying that this book was like extremely sad. I didn't cry at all. It wasn't like sad. Like there were some quotes where it was like, okay, wow, like that hit me deep. But the book wasn't necessarily sad. I feel like in a sense, this is like one of her happier books because of the atmosphere and the friend group and the vibes and the vacation. It was happier. It wasn't that sad. The journey that Harriet was going through as a character, like one thing about her, she was always going to go back to her happy place, and she always was describing what her happy place was and what it meant for her and how it changed over time. Basically, that was my review without, you know, giving away the whole entire plot. And end of the day, at the end of this video, all I want you to take away from this is that you should read this book, you should pick it up, and you should give it a shot. I think that you will enjoy it if you really take the time to digest it and just really understand what Emily Henry's trying to put across with these characters in this story, because I really had a good time. Now, if we're gonna do my ranking of like all her books together, where I'll put them, number one is gonna be People We Meet on Vacation. You guys know I love that book, or if you don't, I love that book. Number two is gonna be Beach Read. This is like very, very close. I love Beach Read. I also gave Beach Read 5 stars. It's just a classic. It's a cult classic. Number three, I actually am gonna put Happy Place. I'm gonna put Happy Place. Hey, what can I say? And then number four, I'm gonna put Book Lovers. I don't hate Book Lovers. I just definitely was my least favorite Emily Henry book. I was kind of conflicted on how to feel about that book, but I still enjoyed it. I still gave it like 4 stars, but I usually give her books like 5 stars. So that was my review of Emily Henry's Happy Place. So that was my spoiler-free review of Happy Place by Emily Henry. So if you want more book videos, just like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around for more. So, bye!